Today we live in a world where most have forgotten their traditions and certainly ignorant of their history, and today most of you have no idea why you're sitting around a dinner table eating turkey. So I thought I would remind you and maybe inspire our foreign friends to do the same. Thanksgiving is now a traditional American day. It's a day where we give thanks for various things, mostly for having vanquished the British or winning battles. Of course, we are Americans after all. And first it was a day where new settlers and Indian tribes would break bread together, or break waterfowl as it was. The menu, now cranberry sauce, did not turn into a sauce until 1670. Sweet potatoes was introduced in North America in the mid-1700s, just around the same time as mashed potatoes snuck through the border. One menu survived from 1621. It mentions waterfowl, which most likely means ducks, geese, or swans. Not entirely sure how tasty an angry bird is. It's also likely that it included mussels, dried fish, and lobsters, and possibly even seals, and I know they're not particularly tasty. Another bird that was very likely served around the times of the first Thanksgiving was the bald eagle, and you can imagine on your own why that is no longer on the menu. The very first Thanksgiving was not actually really celebrated as a regular national holiday until the Civil War. What can be considered the first U.S. Thanksgiving holiday was in 1777, as a celebration for the Continental Army's surprise victory against the British in the Battle of Saratoga, and the request of the Continental Congress, George Washington declared the day in December that year. Given everything we know about the father of our country, rum was probably also served, so today better have some rum. In April 1789, Washington became the first president of the United States, and by October he declared November 26 to be the first country's Thanksgiving to celebrate God's assistance in the War for Independence. He would declare another in 1795 during his second term. James Madison declared a national Thanksgiving to recognize the end of the War of 1812. Again, in 1863, in the middle of the Civil War, Abraham Lincoln declared the last Thursday in November as a national day of Thanksgiving. It was a means of thanking the Almighty One for what successes the Union saw in their cause as the war was beginning to turn in their favor. The new holiday took the place of Evacuation Day, which was celebrated nationally despite it not being an actual recognized holiday. It began as a local celebration of the British evacuation from Manhattan Island. Thanksgiving was a holiday intended to bring Americans together. And just like those words today are fighting words, so they were back then. It initially ignited a small culture war before Lincoln even made it a holiday, as one of the staple foods of the movement of Thanksgiving was pumpkin pie, a New England tradition. As Southerners saw pumpkin pie as an act of aggression to impact Northern values onto the South. That's serious business there. After the war, President Ulysses S. Grant made Thanksgiving a national holiday for Washington, but left it to the governors to declare the holiday in their respective states. Very few former Confederates forgot the North's pumpkin pie aggression, and many refused to acknowledge it. It took a long time for Thanksgiving to actually catch on, which is interesting because I've had some of the best pumpkin pie I ever had in the South. What finally bridged the divide between North and South on Thanksgiving Day was football. Although the Green Bay Packers wouldn't be founded until 1919, and the Detroit Lions wouldn't appear until 1929, it was high school and college football rivalries towards the end of November that finally made the South give in to giving thanks on Thanksgiving. And to this day, that tradition still brings us together. In 1941, Congress and President Franklin Delano Roosevelt finally signed Thanksgiving Day into law, making it a federal holiday on the last Thursday in November. The legislation contained no specific mentions of football, however, or of pumpkin pie, or of boiled eagles, and thank God for that. But a day to spend with friends, family, or perhaps even foe, together celebrate happy moments, is possibly not a bad idea. I think as the world looks today, we might be better off if we turn off the TV, the computers, cell phones, and actually talk to those around us. And that kind of thing is best done over food. So happy Thanksgiving to you all. And also you non-Americans, you can pick up this tradition. But no eating eagles, you hear? From all of us at Almighty Dog Productions and Lost Battlefields, good on to you all. Eat, be merry, be safe, and rejoice. And apparently drink rum.